what happened with the employment of a former legislator. And it sounded a little bit like the K Street project a little bit in Washington, D.C. that we've all learned about. So what we've done is we've drafted a bill that just addresses this issue of a cooling off period. We've chosen a 1-year cooling off period between the time that a senator or a representative leaves the legislature and they begin to lobby state government. This follows under the lobbying statute, and therefore the misdemeanor penalty is in place. So it does prohibit lawmakers from being paid for 1 year after they leave office by becoming legislators from becoming a lobbyist for 1 year after they leave their office. It's probably not the final solution, but it does certainly pass the smell test here, and it dovetails with our message. One of our 3 messages, and that message would be that we believe that government should be transparent and responsive to our constituents. And with that, Caucus Chair, would you like to add anything, please?
Well, the only thing I'd like to add is that now we're a citizen legislature, and we try and be good people all the time. And with things like this, tar us all with a brush that, you know, it's hard to go home and explain that you're doing good for people when this is what they see. And so it was our belief that there should be some response from our caucus, and inviting the majority to join in and addressing at least the ground that led these activities happen.
And we have talked with the Speaker, and there will be Ways and Means next week, as you all know. There's probably 2 or 3 bills that might go visit Ways and Means, and at that time this bill will be placed on the agenda. So we're open for questions.
Is your perception the main reason?
Pardon me, Shay? Shay, I think Shay was first and then Greg.
Sorry.
Shay?
Oh, sorry. I just want to know, is perception the main reason you guys are doing this? Because people think it makes you look bad?
Well, again, it has to do with how politicians are viewed today, and part of that is because of you know, the Washington, D.C. politicians, and so we're all, like Dr. Rusche said, we're painted with the same broad brush, and it just doesn't seem appropriate that a legislator can leave the legislature and then use their relationships that they've developed as a legislator to come back and lobby that same body, and they have more access as a lobbyist than say someone else that would be hired by the lobbying firm. Now, you know, they can go work for a lobbying firm and do research. They could go to Washington or Oregon and work for that lobbying firm and come back after a year. But it does not seem appropriate that they are able to use that relationship they've had to parlay themselves into a job.
One of the ways representative democracy works is when people have confidence that they're getting what they voted for, that they're getting served well. And this is a little piece, I admit, but it is part of making sure that there's transparency and openness. If I'm less effective because people don't have confidence that they're getting what they voted for in the government, you know, that's a bad deal. That's a bad deal for you and your representative too. So yeah, it is partially about appearance. As for that actual event, I don't know what happened. I imagine that there's people here who know a lot more than I do. But the fact is that impropriety or perception of impropriety impairs our ability to adequately represent and govern.